If you're thinking about grabbing the Yamaha NS-SW100 subwoofer for your home audio setup, hold on, because I'm about to reveal some surprising truths that might change your mind. This compact powerhouse promises clear, tight bass thanks to Yamaha's advanced tech, but here's what surprised me. While it looks sleek and sounds good on paper, the reality is a bit more complicated. Most reviews hype the NS-SW100 as the perfect compact subwoofer, but I found some unexpected problems you need to know before spending your $220. Stick around because by the end, you'll discover whether this subwoofer is really worth your money or just another basically disappointing buy. Now, if you're an audiophile hunting for rich, impactful bass in a stylish package, this review is especially for you. Or maybe you're upgrading your home theater and heard the Yamaha NS-SW100 is a great compact option. Either way, you deserve a no-nonsense look at its real performance, including the tech Yamaha brags about, like the twisted flare port and advanced YSDII, and whether they actually deliver the bass your ears crave. But before we dive deep, here's a quick joke to warm up. Why did the subwoofer start a gym? Because it wanted to pump up the volume. All right, now that I've got your attention, let's get into the nitty-gritty. The Yamaha NS-SW100 arrives with promising specs. A 10-inch cone woofer paired with Yamaha's proprietary advanced YSDII technology and a twisted flare port, designed to minimize distortion and produce tight, punchy bass. On paper, it sounds like the perfect subwoofer for rooms where space is limited, but bass quality can't be compromised. And yes, it looks stylish enough to blend gracefully into a modern living room. But here's the twist. While the hardware is top-notch, many users have noted inconsistencies in bass performance depending on room acoustics and speaker placement. The NS-SW100's bass can either sound powerful or oddly flat depending on where you put it. In some setups, the twisted flare simply doesn't twist the bass enough, leaving the sound less impactful than competitors' models. So, is it the room's fault or the subwoofer's design? We'll find out. To better understand the reality, I tested the Yamaha NS-SW100 in different environments: small living room, medium-sized den, and even a makeshift home theater space. Connecting it was a breeze, thanks to the compact size and straightforward controls. Yamaha really nailed the setup process. In my small living room, the bass was rich and satisfying when positioned correctly near a corner, but move it just a few feet away, and the bass thins out noticeably. This subwoofer relies heavily on placement, which means it's not very forgiving if your space isn't perfect. For instance, if your room has lots of soft furniture or irregular shapes, that clear bass Yamaha promises could turn mushy. Not to mention, if you're someone like me who moves furniture around frequently, this can become frustrating quickly. So those waiting for punchy bass wherever you put the sub, this might not be your dream device. Another aspect worth talking about is the advanced YSDII technology. Yamaha claims it boosts bass control and sound precision using servo feedback to reduce distortion. This is a legit tech advancement that many users love, but it comes at a cost. The discrete amplifier circuitry is powerful but tends to heat up after extended use. My unit got warm but not dangerously hot, yet it made me wonder about long-term durability and whether the subwoofer can handle heavy bass sessions during movie marathons or big music parties. Also, a few users on Amazon have raised concerns about overheating causing unexpected shutdowns. That's a red flag if you want a dependable, all-night subwoofer buddy. The joke here is clear. This subwoofer pumps up the volume but might need a coffee break every now and then. So let's talk sound quality and bass response. Yes, the heart of the matter. The Yamaha NS-SW100's 10-inch woofer is perfectly sized for medium rooms, and the twisted flare port does help minimize unwanted port noise or chuffing. When it's firing on all cylinders, the bass is tight and deep, and music genres like jazz, rock, and even electronic dance tracks benefit from more defined lows. However, compared to other subwoofers in the same price range, like offerings from Polk or Klipsch, there's a noticeable difference. The Yamaha subwoofer lacks that impactful thump that elevates home theater explosions or the heartbeat bass line in hip-hop music. It's more refined than punchy, so if you want cinema-like bass punches to rattle your walls, you might feel underwhelmed. Imagine going to a party, and the bass is the quietest compared to everyone else's boom box. Kind of embarrassing, right? But if your taste veers toward balanced and think your bass with brain power, rather than sheer force, the NS-SW100 has you covered. Now here's an interesting twist to keep you hooked. Despite some of the nitpicks, the Yamaha NS-SW100 scored a commendable 4.6 stars on Amazon, which means the majority of users are happy with it. So how do you reconcile these mixed signals? Well, one key is expectations. Buyers who want a compact subwoofer with clear, distortion-free bass tend to praise it, especially for music listening and small to medium-sized rooms. Conversely, hardcore cinephiles and bass heads wanting earth-shaking vibrations often feel disappointed. Your personal use case determines whether this one fits the bill. Plus, Yamaha's brand reliability and build quality make it a solid investment for those seeking longevity. So the question is, what matters more? A refined bass profile or booming bass that you can actually feel in your chest? Let's add some storytelling here. I remember the first time I plugged the NS-SW100 into my living room setup, expecting an intense bass upgrade. At first I was blown away by how clear and undistorted it sounded, better than my old sub from a decade ago. But then a friend came over, turned on an action movie and said, "Is that it?" The explosions barely rumbled. That stuck with me. I spent the next 48 hours trying different placements, tweaking the volume and crossover settings, and learning how Yamaha's twisted flare port really works in practice. The lesson: this subwoofer demands a bit of patient experimentation. You can't just set it and forget it. But for those who do, it becomes a rewarding partner that delivers premium sound with finesse. One common question I get is, how does the Yamaha NS-SW100 compare to other Yamaha subwoofers or budget alternatives? Good question. The NS-SW100 is definitely a step up from ultra-budget subwoofers thanks to its advanced tech and 10-inch woofer size. Compared to the NS-SW050, the smaller sibling, the NS-SW100 pushes more air and offers richer bass but at a higher price tag. On the flip side, some third-party brands can deliver more bass per dollar, but perhaps without the refined control Yamaha provides. This makes the NS-SW100 ideal for users who want a compromise between bass impact and sound clarity. Think of it like ordering a steak. It's not the biggest slab on the grill, but it's perfectly cooked and seasoned. How about design and practicality? It looks rather smart with a matte black finish and simple controls on the back panel. Volume, phase, crossover frequency, and a power switch. The compact footprint means you can tuck it under a TV stand or position it discreetly near a corner. But beware, since it's a bit on the heavier side for a compact model, moving it around frequently isn't the simplest task. Sadly, Yamaha didn't include a remote control or app connectivity, so adjustments require a physical visit to the subwoofer, something to consider if it's tucked behind your entertainment center. On the bright side, no complicated menus or smart features means fewer bugs and easier user experience. Time for another joke break. Why do subwoofers make bad secret agents? Because they always make too much noise when they're working undercover. Okay, moving on. Final thoughts. The Yamaha NS-SW100 strikes a balance between stylish looks, advanced bass tech, and moderate price. It's designed for music lovers and movie watchers who appreciate clear, tight bass and are willing to fiddle with placement to get the best sound. However, if you want earth-shaking bass to rattle your floorboards and wake the neighbors, this subwoofer might leave you wanting more. My recommendation: consider your room size and bass preference carefully. For small to medium rooms paired with good speakers, the NS-SW100 is a solid, reliable choice. But for larger spaces or bass head setups, you might want to explore other options. Finally, a positive note to end. Yamaha's legacy for quality audio gear stands tall with the NS-SW100, offering a subwoofer that's both stylish and technically impressive. If you value clarity over sheer volume, and you want a tried-and-true brand with advanced features like the twisted flare port and active servo technology this might be your next home audio upgrade. Plus, its compact size will fit neatly without hogging your precious living room space. If you're curious and want the best price on Amazon, check the link in the description below to grab your Yamaha NS-SW100 today. Remember, bass is personal. Make sure it suits your style before you buy. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more honest, no-fluff reviews. Now go enjoy those rich, tight bass lines, but maybe don't pump it up too loud during your next date night.